You're going to want to stand up for this one. Come on your feet. All right. Woo! The Spirit of God is upon me. Yes. You know what that is? Oh, Spirit of God is upon me. Whoa. Blinded by the Spirit. Oh Lord, the Spirit of God is upon me. Sing it out, everyone. Come, feel it. Woo. The Spirit of God is upon me. Whoa, yes. Rev Stacy Collins Spirit. Yes. Whoa. Hey, Chris, come on. The Spirit of God is upon me. Whoa. The Spirit of God is upon me. Whoa. I don't need any pardon. I don't need any law. I want to sing with all my heart. God is my all in all. I let go of my burden. Loving God has made me free. Blinded by the Spirit. The Spirit of God is upon me. Come on, Tamsin. Whoa. Come on, girl. The Spirit of God. Come on, Peggy. Yeah. Put your hands up. The Spirit of God is upon me. Come on, Ed. Whoa. Clay. Spirit of God is upon me. Whoa. The Spirit of God is upon me. Whoa. that loving God would be hard. But loving God is wonderful. Loving God is ecstasy. I thank God for my freedom. Let me tell you that the Spirit of God is upon me. Come on, let's take it home. Whoa. The Spirit of God is upon me. Whoa. The Spirit of God is upon us. God is upon us. Whoa. The Spirit of God is upon us. Whoa. Yeah. The Spirit of God is upon me. Whoa. Okay, that was fun. That was a lot of fun. So I'm now going to welcome everyone. My name is Janice Gilmore. I'm your celebration assistant for today. We have our Rev Stacy Collins. Let's give her some love. Let's give her some love. Our music director, Blair Jones. We love her. The Unity of Charlottesville Band. And the Praise Singers. If you could please mute your cell phones during the service. At Unity of Charlottesville, we welcome everyone, no matter what. You hear me say this, you hear us say this every week, and we love this declaration. It's what we're about. We welcome everyone no matter what your gender identity, your sexual orientation, race, ethnicity, nationality, religion, disability, political affiliation, or economic status. We simply welcome everyone, and we love everyone. And now, we'd like to have all of our folks in the friends, loved ones in the congregation who have a birthday in August to come up on stage. Come on down, come on down. Woo, come on. Put your hands together. Yeah. Woo. Yeah, you say it's your birthday. Da, 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 da. Woo, say it's your birthday. Who can tell us who wrote that? Come on. Come. You say it's your Stevie Wonder, right?
No.
No? Who wrote
That's
it?
a difference.
John.
It's the Beatles.
It was the Beatles? I thought you were talking about
That was a different song.
That was a different song. The Beatles, they happen to be my favorite band. Oh my God, I'm sorry. I'm really sorry. All right, let's sing happy birthday to these folks. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, dear. We love you. Happy birthday to you. Okay.
To tell you were going to do the sermon today if it was your birthday in August. It was a little late. Next time, September birthdays, watch out. Let's go ahead and open our time here today. Take all that energy from, yes, the Spirit of God is upon us. Allow yourself to breathe in that truth. That right here, right now, the Spirit of that one life making itself known in, through, and as each one of us is upon us in this moment. No matter where our thoughts or cares or concerns may seek to take us, we can come back to this truth that now is the time that we can come into direct contact with that Spirit. The Spirit that animates all things, that heals all divisions, that nurtures and loves all things, that creates peace where no peace seems possible. It is indeed possible through the Spirit that is upon us all now, and so it is. Amen. Amen. Thank you.
And now we'll share together our mission statement. Hello. My soul is not welcome yet. I'm sorry, I couldn't help myself. Unity of Charlottesville empowers everyone to express their unique divinity, making a positive difference in the world, and our statement of faith. There is only one presence and one power in the universe and in my life, God the good omnipotence. And now, it's time to welcome your neighbor with a handshake, a hug, a wave, roam the room, say hello to someone you've never met before. Welcome our loved ones.
I'm in the right place at the right time. I am just where I'm supposed to be. I'm in the right place at the right time. I am just where I'm supposed to be. Oh, my soul is welcome here. Oh, my soul is welcome here. I am getting the message loud and clear. My soul is welcome here. Talk amongst yourselves.
That's from Saturday Night Live.
No, that's Joan Rivers. I used to say, talk amongst yourselves.
You're right. You're absolutely right.
You need to, when we have changes.
Yes,
Because we
yes.
talked about
Right. I know. It's okay. I know. Thank you.
I'm in the right place at the right time. I am just where I'm supposed to be. I'm in the right place at the right time. I am just where I'm supposed to be. Oh, my soul is welcome here. Oh, my soul is welcome here. I am getting the message loud and clear. My soul is welcome here. I am getting the message loud and clear. My soul is welcome here. Now we sing the free talk song.
So do we have?
All right. Everybody feel warm and filled up with love for each other. And now it's time to sing again.
So, season.
God, you are.
Right. Ready, and.
Feel free to sing along.
God, you are every mountain. God, you are every ocean. God, you are every canyon, every inch of earth and sky. everything below. Everything I know is you. Everything I see, everything I do, everything I am is you. Everything above, everything below, everything I know is you.
Now we go down. We come back to
Good morning. So good to be here. We've indeed already had a full good morning, it feels like. So today is the second Sunday in our series I'm calling Living Unity, a Spirituality for Our Times. And last week we talked a little bit about Emily Cady and her book from 1896. It was originally a series of articles and then was published as a book called Lessons in Truth. Today we discover a little bit more about what that sage had to say, and then a couple other people will be invited up here too. Not the birthday people, don't worry. That was a joke. That was a joke. Some people in my consciousness will be invited up here. So last week we talked about 3 ideas that Emily offered us in the very beginning of the book to kind of set things up. And the first thing that she says that somewhere along the journey, for each and every one of us, that we come to a place where the spiritual self, the intellectual self rather, will gladly and joyfully bow to its spiritual self. That the intellect and that the thinking mind will come to a place with great joy to know that once and for all, it can be aligned with and in tune with the one that is unchanging, eternal, that lives in us as us, that place in us, yes? So then if that happens somewhere along our journey, and I'm guessing that's happened at some point in your journey or you wouldn't be here today. You wouldn't be curious about these teachings and how to take them deeper. You might articulate it in a completely different way. And in fact, you probably do, because as we're going to see, although God as principle, life as principle, as unchanging, infinite love, in the abstract, it is universal, and as a person, it is very individual. That's why we all say different things and hear God speaking to us in different ways. Whether we choose to use that word or not, it doesn't care. It speaks to us in ways that we can discern, that we can hear its message for us. And so that our ultimate aim, if somewhere we have come on that journey to say, you know what, I'm tired of my old ways of thinking. I'm worn out from trying to figure everything out intellectually. And just when I think I have stuff figured out, it changes. Does that ever happen to anybody? Just when I think, okay, let me make a list and I know how I'm going to act in this situation and take care of this and do that. Do we wake up the next day and all the pieces on the board have changed? Great. But yet there is something that is unchanging within us that can help us navigate no matter what we wake up and the pieces look like on the board. That's the part on our journey we finally say, let me put my attention on that. Let me place my awareness on that so that I can live from that place of peace. So then our ultimate aim, Emily Cady said, then becomes to stay in alignment with that. No matter how many times we stray from it, no matter how many times we convince ourselves there's a way to make it harder, there's got to be a harder way. We can come back to this place. So that's the ultimate aim. So then she says that once we realize this is our ultimate aim, we have now come to the place, and this is where we're going to start from today, that we have now come to the place where our searching, that seeking, that longing, the space that we're like, if only we could fill this chasm within us. You ever have that feeling that there's something, and you maybe seek things out here? Maybe it's an achievement, maybe it's something to acquire, maybe it's even a relationship that you think might complete you, something like that. And once you've realized none of that does that job, what you're actually seeking has been in here the whole time, is the awareness of your oneness with the one life, the divine, by many names. So once you have come to that place, And we come to that place many times, my friends. Once we have come to that place, then our seeking no longer becomes about rewards. And this is Emily Katie's 1896 language, remember, rewards or creeds, but about living a life. And so when we think about rewards, that our seeking is no longer about seeking rewards. Because if we're doing this to seek rewards, if we're seeking in order to get out of trouble in some way, or even sometimes the manifestation technology gone wrong when we're just focusing on what can I get for me, what's in it for me kind of thing. At very best, we become very self-focused and become materialistic. And at worst, when we become seeking rewards, that there's some end to all this, that we don't stay in the present moment, that whatever we want to create in the future is worth creating hell on earth right now because of some apparent gain in the future. And so we can look at the world and see people using all kinds of justifications for doing what they do in order to create something that they think in their intellectual mind will be good later. Yeah. So we want to take our minds off of this idea that we're doing anything to get somewhere later. Everything that we do in our seeking, and even the word seeking can come imbued with a futuristic point, a point in the future, a salvation in the future. And we've talked about this in some of the other messages that I've brought, when actually the whole point of it is to come back here and now. So to let go of the rewards, to let go of there's some kind of thing, when you get enough points, something is going to happen. That the best thing that could ever happen has already happened to you. You are an expression of the divine life. All that there is for you to do now is to live from that place and to accept that goodness as your own. A little easier said than done, I'm not going to lie about that. But that's the truth. There's nothing to seek out here anymore. So when we come to that place, we realize it's not about getting some kind of reward, or there's not a point system involved here. Then that also dismantles the need for any kind of creed, as Emily calls it. Because if there is no reward system, if there's not any reward for people who are doing it better than anybody else, is anybody disappointed about that? If there are no rewards for people that have figured it out more than everyone else, then guess what that means? We don't need to separate ourselves out from anybody else anymore. We don't need to put ourselves in a group of people that have it all figured out anymore, and then try to act like we have it all figured out to be able to stay in that group. We simply know every human being, every creature on this earth, we are one with it. Meister Eckhart says that every creature is a word about God and a book about God. Everything an expression of that one life. And so that was last week. So now I'm giving last week's talk again, but I do have more for today. I do have more for today. So we've come to this place. So then Emily Katie goes on to talk about our statement of being, much like our statement of being at Uni Charlottesville, but she first describes, when she goes to talk about our statement of being, she first describes what God is, what the infinite is, what life is. And it's the invisible, creative essence that animates and gives birth to all things. It's not an adjective. It's not omnipotent. That's why we changed it. And I heard somebody really enunciate the other day, omnipotence, God, the good, omnipotence. And then we can argue that good is an adjective, which Blair and I talked about the other day. The good, maybe we can say. It is the sum of all things before they get poured into form, unmanifested and in the manifested. So God, this infinite vastness of no-thingness and all-thingness. And that's when our brain might start to smoke a little bit when we try to grasp that intellectually. And so then that begs the question, is the mystery of this all-thingness, this no-thingness, something to be grasped with the intellect? Something to be put into form? Something to be made a religion, to make a religion out of? Or is it something to encounter ourselves, to come into a direct experience of ourselves? Emily Katie, the preface of the book, well, even before the preface, there's a little picture of her, and there's a quote from her, and she talks about you can be able to pray all the healing formulas of the day and have read every book, I'm paraphrasing here, but until you come into direct contact with the divine within you, you will not have found the friendship of the Lord, as she says, but you will have not known your oneness with that. Now again, that's not setting it up to be something that you achieve, that you're going to go home later today and make sure that you've achieved a realization of the oneness with the Lord. It's already there. It's just a matter of releasing everything that feels like not that. So Richard Rohr, in his book, The Universal Christ, he talks about this idea that for a truth or a message to have a healing effect, to be one of love, one of non-judgmental, love, non-transactional love, one of oneness, for a message to have that effect, to have the effect of knowing that you're not separate from any goodness, then it can't begin on the moral and psychological level. It has to begin, the message has to begin on the ontological and cosmological level. And that's what Emily Cady, she didn't know Richard Rohr at the time, but that's what Emily Cady was talking about here. Before we get into moral rules and laws, before we get into setting ourselves apart into groups and saying we believe this and we must be right and everybody who doesn't must be wrong, before all of that, we have to look at what the truth is. What are we saying about the nature of reality? What are we saying when happened in the beginning? And in the beginning, God declared it good. God spoke, logos, word. And then the mythos came in, the mythological story of creation, this way of explaining that out of nothing came all goodness. So we start there. And whatever it is in our daily lives, we start there with this ontological truth, the nature of reality. And then we also think about this cosmologically, what we say about our world, what we say about where the universe is heading, what is the meaning of all this. Does anybody have a manual on that exactly? Has anybody's intellect created a manual on exactly how to live or how to interact with it? No, we start with this. It is good. Now, that will lead us to a little word called faith in just a moment. But first, where does this ontological, cosmological, seemingly abstract truth meet us in our lives? And does it? So that's what Emily Cady talks about. She says, God is all things, omniscient, omniscience, omnipotence, all loving. And in the abstract, that's what it is. And then in each individual, it becomes personal. So I remember a time when I was in ministerial school and we were learning that unity sees that God is principle, that God is law even, that it is this law, this ever-giving. And even though it sounded like a pretty nice thing, I was also like, oh, but wait a minute. How do I interact with this personally then? Where is this comforting feeling of knowing that the divine presence is there in my problems, in my times where I feel lost or confused? And Emily Cady's very clear about this. Yes, God is principle, but into each person, it becomes very personal. It becomes very individual in just the right way that you have ears to hear, just the right way that you have openness to encounter. So wherever you are, when we say in our prayer for protection, wherever you are, God is, that's because wherever you're at, physically, mentally, emotionally, psychologically, the God of your being, the spirit of your understanding is there. It may look very different than anyone else's, and that's brilliant, actually. It's more than okay. It's exactly as it needs to be in order for you to discern what your next step of unfoldment is, and it doesn't have to look like anybody else's. Isn't that a relief? Yeah, okay, good. Thought I was the only one trying to make it seem like I had things figured out like everybody else for way too many years to count. So there's a 17th century lay brother, Brother Lawrence, in the Carmelite tradition, who I absolutely love Brother Lawrence. If you've never been in contact with his teachings, I invite you to check them out. There's a small book that were some letters that he wrote back and forth to a friend of his about practicing the presence of God. And Brother Lawrence did things like, in the monastery, like wash dishes. He had what you might consider menial jobs, but in all things, He saw that the divine was in them. He made everything about his relationship with the divine. And he came to a place that he said, I began to live my life as if there were no one in the world but God and myself. And so when he began to live his life as if there were no one but God and himself, that didn't mean he withdrew into a cave. He served all the people in the monastery. But he began to see that the only thing happening was that he was expressing the divine. He was expressing it, he was relating to it as himself, and then expressing it for all the world to see. And he didn't do this in a very grandiose way. Behold, I am now expressing the divine. It's just me and God here. I don't know what all of you are doing here. No, because what he saw was that every person was the same. Every person was the same in that fact that they were expressing God too. And that there was nothing that was showing up in his life that was not God. He chose to start to live his life from not a place of putting things in this category, good, bad, should be happening, to not happening. I don't want this. This isn't to say we don't take action or you're not called to respond when something clashes with the value that you have. This is not non-action. Please don't hear this, but this is a place to say, even in this, God is good. Even in this, divine reality is the only reality, and it can be made manifest only through and as people who are speaking for and acting for peace, love, compassion, and wisdom. And only one thing was happening with him. He brought everything back to God. And so I asked myself, okay, so how am I doing this? I had this funny conversation a few months back. I was on my way to the church office in Houston, and I stopped to get a coffee. And the young woman in the drive-thru was super friendly, or maybe she was told she had to be friendly. Either way, it felt like an authentic conversation. Yeah, maybe she was told she had to be curious because she asked me a lot of questions. She was like, how's your day? Da, da, da. And then I said, I'm getting ready to go to work. Where do you work? And I said, at the Unity Church just around the corner. She said, what do you do at that Unity Church? And I said, well, I'm a minister. And that, let me just tell you, some professions just shut down a conversation. Because some of you may have those, because people either think, she's going to try to sell me something, or, I probably don't believe, no. So I said, a minister, but she was so precious. She said, because it was a Wednesday, she said, is that an everyday thing? right. And so it was a funny question. And at the same time, is that not a question for all of us about how we hold the divine in our relationship to the world? Is it an everyday thing? Is it a thing that just feels good when you come into unity in your own community with our Unity folks, or even maybe just in the sanctuary, and then later after church it becomes a little bit, you forget who you're connected to? Is it an everyday thing? Is it an every moment thing? Not out of a place of judging yourself or starting to keep a scorecard, how often are you living the truth you know? But as a place to know that this isn't something to say for a rainy day. This isn't a spirituality. Unity was never designed to be a spirituality that just happened in churches, that just happened on Sunday mornings. This tradition was created so that people could apply truth principles to their own lives, and that they could also encounter and see truths in other traditions as well, that spoke any tradition that speaks to the oneness of all life, any path that celebrates every creature and creation and human as an expression of that one life, including our planet itself. Any path that does that we can celebrate that and learn to interact with our own lives in that way by that knowing. And so Richard Rohr, again, he talks about this idea. So then this kind of changes, and we know in Unity how we hold the idea of Jesus of Nazareth as a human being, experienced and realized his own oneness with the divine, and not exclusively realized that. In his realization of that, he saw it in all of you too. He saw it in all humanity. And so Richard Rohr has this beautiful thing that he said, you know, sometimes in some of our traditional teachings, what we maybe thought was that Jesus came to change God's mind about humanity, when in fact, the central message of Jesus' teaching was to change humanity's mind about God. Hey, yeah. Oh, Richard's pretty good. So to change our mind, it is our minds which are in need of convincing, not God's mind, not divine mind. All it knows is peace and love and compassion, a radical kind of non-transactional love that doesn't care so how many times you get it wrong, 70 times 7. That's a big one. I'm not doing that in my head. Somebody can. Somebody's already said, I can do it. I see math people. This change our mind about who we say the divine is, how we say it interacts. And some of us may think, well, I've been in Unity how many decades? I already know this. This is not new information, that God's overflowing with goodness. And yet, if in our lives we experience the same constriction over and over, the same idea of lack about ourselves, the same struggle with forgiveness, all of those things, then the question becomes, do we know about it or do we know it? And again, not a place from judging ourselves, because the longer we judge ourselves, the longer we stay stuck in it. But it is the challenge and the question for us. So there are ways to know things and ways to know about things. And one of my favorite ones from when my kids were little that I saw so clearly was when we were teaching them to swim. And they were getting it. They were kind of doing the doggy paddle thing, you know, swallowing more water than swimming, but that's okay. And so I said, well, let's learn to float. Have you ever tried to teach a kid to float? To float on their back? What do they want to do? Well, my kids anyway, they wanted to tense every single muscle. They wanted to do something. They wanted to muscle their way into staying up. And so here's where we talk about the idea of, here's where faith comes in. Now, I couldn't say to them in that moment, just have faith and you'll be fine. I could say it. I probably did try to say it, trust me. And they're probably like, yeah, right, I trust you, let me fall off my bike, whatever, you know, the kids. But what they had to do is be able to experience it themselves. They had to be able to experience being held. Now, I could have explained to them the Archimedes principle about buoyancy and the force of water are equal to the weight of the... No. That probably wouldn't have done it. They would have learned about why they flow. And there is a place for intellectual knowing. There's a beautiful place for intellectual understanding. But if God remains in the intellect and not the experience, then have we come to know it for ourselves? Have we come to know it for the world? And the world is certainly asking for beings who know this truth that all is being held, that all of us are being held in divine love. So there are things about floating. That's only going to get you so far. But Emily Cady talks about faith in this way. She says, you know, faith is such a loaded word. And this is back in 1890. If she lived to see 2026, she'd be like, oh gosh, well, I thought it was bad back then. But this idea of faith, and it did make me laugh. This will date this book. She said, a lot of people mock the idea of faith, and they say it's just reserved for ministers, women, and children. Which I thought was funny, because guess who wouldn't have been included? The minister's part, that if she's writing that. So ministers, women, and children. She said, oh, no. That's what we may call blind faith. This is not a faith of experience. This is a faith of trust. Now, we still say faith is the assurance of things hoped for, not seen. This is true. But we trust what is in the invisible, the goodness in the invisible. And this is why it's so important how we characterize what the mystery is, what God is, what the infinite is, because however we think that is, when stuff does go sideways in our lives, when we can't see the next step forward, what do we put our faith in? We put our faith in knowing and trusting this experiential faith, having been in it, having known ourselves, having encountered the goodness within ourselves, we can now rest in it. we can allow ourselves to be buoyed by it and to know that we are held in it. And once we begin to trust that, then the second part of the floating's only half the story of swimming. We swim, we may need to take a break and allow ourselves to be held, allow ourselves to rest in the buoyancy of God, of the infinite. And then there are other times that we have agency to swim in a new direction. We have agency to move in the direction that's calling to our souls. So life becomes this balance of when to rest and when to move. And in the movement, have you ever been swimming and look up and you're like, how did I get over here? Have you ever hit the wall in a pool? Is it just me? Oh, no, I've done that. Sometimes we don't quite know where we're at. And we got to come up, allow ourselves to be held, allow ourselves to rest, allow ourselves to know that the infinite goodness of the universe is in us, is in the world. Even when the world conditions, even when the water gets choppy, it's always there. And then knowing that, we move again, and we move again. So life becomes a balance of trust, of movement, of when things do look counter to what we've come to know or come to claim. Because I think it's interesting in what Richard Rohr said about this idea of Jesus came to change our mind about God. Jesus didn't come and say the world is broken and commiserate with me. And there were a lot of things in his time that did look broken. A lot of things where people weren't behaving in ways that were uplifting and that saw the oneness in each other. Quite the contrary, if you know anything about the time that he walked this planet. And instead of commiserating, he asked people to come back to this place. He didn't say the world is broken. He said, no, do you not know who you are? You need to change your mind about the whole way this thing works, and live from this place. And this is why we see in the scriptures, it's Christ in you. That's your hope in glory. All right? Because it's that Christ consciousness. It's that place that Jesus knew his oneness. That's why we refer to him as the Christ. You might even say a Christ, one that knows is his oneness with God and lives from that place is the Christ. Richard Rohr, again, he says that anywhere where spirituality and materiality come together in perfect oneness is the Christ. He even says, this might make your brain smoke a little bit too. He says, it's almost as if Christ came into an already Christ-soaked world. Okay? It's not that all the world was completely fallen and here's our answer. No. What are you thinking? And so we know in unity teachings that thinking is a big part of it, and that's what we're going to get to next week. We're going to explore how Emily Cady talks about this idea of really examining our thinking and how that directly affects our experience of all things. But in the meantime, my friends, what I invite you to do this week as you go about your lives, to notice this, if I believe this, even if the size of a mustard seed, if I believe that the universe is a friendly place, that everything is expression of the one life and it is indeed good, an absolute good, right? Even amongst the world of form that doesn't look good, but that there's a goodness back of all that, as Unity Foundational teachings teach. And that we can, by adhering that and knowing that ourselves, we can be an expression of that for ourselves and for other people. If even an inkling, that if you believe that this is possible, then I invite you to ask the question, but is it an everyday thing? But is it an everyday thing? Is it an every hour thing? Is it a moment by moment thing? So when you find yourself challenged, I'm not going to predict that you're going to find yourself challenged this week, but I just have a guess you might. You might be annoyed at some point this week. Could it happen? I'm not claiming it. I'm saying it might happen. You might get impatient this week. You might have cause for sadness this week. You might have cause for a whole myriad of emotions this week, and yet these teachings are an everyday thing. They're an every moment thing. They're an every life thing. So I invite you to use them that way. You can't use them up. Christ in you, your hope of glory. It's here and it's now. Thank you all so much for being here today. Bless you. Thank you. So and now we take the words from that beautiful, gentle declaration that all is spirit, all is holy. We go into the time of meditation now to encounter our own holiness at depth. And so I invite you, if you haven't done so already, to close down your eyes. Perhaps just lower your gaze if that feels more comfortable for you. But allow yourself to take a moment to arrange your body in a way that allows you to feel comfortable, supported. Most importantly, allow yourself to rest in the breath. Simply by placing a gentle awareness on the breath, placing a gentle attention on our natural inhalation and exhalation. Realize that the source of this breath and the next one, along with every one we have ever taken or will ever take, is from the source of our being, the source of all life. So as we enter a time of stillness and enter into the silence together, I invite you to gently hold the words, God is, I am. Spirit is, I am. Life is, I am. We go into the stillness. And so, my friends, as we bring our period of formal practice to a close, I invite you to know that any holiness, sacredness, peace, wisdom, love that you have attributed to the divine of your own understanding is your very own holiness, your very own lovingness, your very own peacefulness, never outside of you, never held from you, but living, breathing as you And so it is. Amen.
Thank you, Reverend Stacy, for sharing these precious, sacred truths that, yes, are moment to moment. Thank you. So now is the time to give back a portion of all the love we've received here today. There are many ways to give to Unity of Charlottesville. Text to give, here into our butterfly net, or through our QR code. I want to thank you on behalf of all of us for all of your very generous tithes, tithing of your time, your talent, and your treasure. We are so grateful. We would not be here if it weren't for your generosity. This beautiful sanctuary is standing here welcoming us every Sunday and every day. It's an everyday thing. If you choose to come and visit or set up a meeting with Reverend Stacy to get to know her better and for her to get to know all of us better, you know, this community is here for you on a daily basis, just like Starbucks. So now let's say together our blessing of tithes and offerings. Divine love as me blesses and multiplies all that I have, all that I give, and all that I receive. Let's sing again.
1, 2, 1, 2, 3, go.
Here it is. Oh, sacred love.
You are sacred love is all that you are.
to invite Helen from our blessing team to come up front with our offerings. Will you join me in blessing all the gifts today, knowing that our gifts come in many different forms: volunteering, financial gifts, gifts online, here in the basket, and we call them all good, all expressions of the divine. So will you join me in blessing them now, knowing that each gift that is shared by every presence is a gift to the world, enabling Unity of Charlottesville to shine its light of love, of oneness, of the activity of Spirit in action. And so it is. Amen. Amen. Thank you. Thank you, Helen. Thank you, Janet. She just reminded me there was a part 2 to my message today. No, there's not. I promise there's not. But what I did want to say here is to welcome, if this is your first time here at Unity of Charlottesville, and what I kind of noticed in the past few years is that sometimes people's first time in the building means they've been kind of checking us out online for a while. And we so appreciate if you've come here today for your first time. And maybe you don't know anyone yet. And we do have a gift for all visitors. They're available in the lobby. Someone from the blessing team will be able to give that to you, just as our way of honoring your choice to come spend time with us this morning. We know there are lots of ways that you can spend your Sunday morning, so we are grateful that you spent it with us. And please join us in the terrace level after church for some refreshments and just get to know us. We'd love to get to know you. So thank you. And thank you, Janice, for reminding me.
And we have lots of opportunities for transformation. We have Kirtan with Ananda Saturday, August 22nd, 5 to 6:30 in the Meditation Center, which is in the Peace House up on the hill. We have the men's group Sunday, August 23rd, 12:30, also in the Peace House. We have our plant swap that is Susan here to share with us about? Hi, Susan, come on up. Let's give her a hand. Let's give her some love. Let's give her some love.
Hello. Hello. Yes, okay. Sunday, September 13, the Earth Care team is inviting everybody to participate in a plant swap. And what that means is if you have some plants at home, in your garden or in your house that you'd like to share with others, we want you to dig them up, put them in a pot, label it, and bring it here on that Sunday, and and then take one home with you that somebody else has brought. Let's see. Yeah, we want you to label them if you can. If you don't know what the name of your plant is, there'll be somebody there to help identify it, and this will be down in the lower level in the classroom. Let's see. Okay. Okay, we're going to say preferably native plants, but if you have non-native plants that you love, or even house plants, you can bring those too. That's okay. Just be careful not to bring any plants that are invasive. And we have a list of what Virginia invasive plants in the bookstore on a table. So you can go look at those if you need to know what's invasive. Also, I'll have these flyers there you can pick up with all the information. And one other thing is that some of us have brought pots that we had, extra pots at home, just to share. So if you need a pot to put your plant in, please help yourself. They're on the table in the bookstore. And if you have pots of your own that you could bring to share, you can bring those the next couple Sundays until September 13. And did I forget anything? Okay, I guess that's it. Thank you.
Thank you, Susan. Reverend Stacy, would you like to speak about your classes?
Well, I sure can.
Please do.
Yes. So I'm speaking about these classes, Unity Basics, Part 1 and 2. So this will fulfill the requirement for membership. We have our annual meeting coming up in October. So if you're not a voting member, but you would like to be one, you want to be there at that meeting as a voting member, this is your time. Attend these classes. But they're also available and open to anyone who would just like to know a little bit more about Unity principles. We're going to be talking about foundational Unity teachings in those. They're on Zoom 2 Thursdays, September 17th and 24th. And there's a form online that you can fill out. And then I'll be in touch with you about the Zoom link, and we're going to have fun together. So, yep, that's it. Thank you. Join us.
Oh, hello. Hi. Thank you, Piper. And the community engagement team welcomes continued donations for the Haven Shelter. Towels, soap, deodorant, toiletries, and there is a bin, I'm assuming in the, Patsy saying yes, bin in the narthex for your donations. Thank you very much. And Barbara, are you here from our nominating committee? Yay, let's give Barbara some love. Woo, 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 Barbara.
Good morning.
Good morning.
I have the privilege of serving on the nominating team this year, and I want to tell you about an opportunity to serve on the nominating team next year. On Tuesday, an email is going to be sent to all voting members inviting you to consider becoming a candidate for the nominating team in 2027. The email will spell out the qualifications, commitments, and responsibilities involved, and there will be a form to complete. Always a form. You can self-nominate or nominate another person, but please remember to check with that person and make sure that they are willing. This is a wonderful opportunity to serve our Unity community. The nominating team members help to determine the future of Unity in Charlottesville by identifying qualified candidates for the Board of Trustees and for the nominating team for the next year. It's also an opportunity to work on a team with Rev Stacy and get to know her a little bit better, along with 2 board members and another nominating team member. So please consider becoming a candidate for this team. If you are interested, complete the form and return it to Tony, our board president, by Tuesday, September 8th. September 8th. Thank you.
Thank you, Barbara. Thank you so much. And today after the service, Healing Helpers will be meeting in this corner with Kevin. And Buddy will be up front for individual prayer. Thank you, Buddy. Thank you, Kevin. Yeah. And speaking of thank yous, it is time for our thank yous. I love this part. I love all parts. On our sound team, Greg and Piper today. Our blessing team, Helen, Kim, Kathy, and Cindy. Blair Jones, our music director extraordinaire. Yeah. Come on. Our Unity band, Blue, Ty, Jim, and Stevie. Our praise singers, John, Kevin, Karen, and we have a new member today, right, Mitzi? Mitzi is our brand new member. Let's give her some love. Rhonda and myself, yes. Yay. And the woman of the hour. We love you so much. We love you so much. Our Rev Stacy Collins. Woo, come on, let's give her, come on. Lots of love, lots of love. So let's together say our prayer for protection. Oh, excuse me. Next week, Rev Stacy will have part 3. Part 3, Living Unity, a Spirituality for Our Times, Part 3. All right. She just goes on and on and on and on and on. God flowing through here, the divine flowing through here. So let's say our prayer for protection.
The light of God surrounds us. The love of God enfolds us. The power of God
God protects us.
The presence of God watches over us. Wherever we are, God is. And wherever God is, all is well.
And now, my friends, go forth with the awareness that the love of God is expressing itself as you and it's an everyday thing. So it is.
We're happy to have you.